Visiting Disney World during certain times of year can save you hundreds of dollars on tickets and accommodations, as well as save you hours in line. So, we've put together this video based on countless visits to help you pick the best time to visit Disney World for you and your family, so you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. Up next. Many families struggle with choosing the right time to visit Disney World, often leading to overcrowded parks, higher expenses, and a less than magical time. But it doesn't have to be like that. Regardless of when you visit Disney World, you can still save money, avoid the crowds, and have an unforgettable trip. And we know you have a lot of questions, like how many days should you visit? Should you brave the crowds for the chance to experience the parks during the holidays? What about the weather? And when is the cheapest time to visit? Don't worry, we cover all of that in this video, so you can pick the perfect time to visit based on your family's individual needs. With 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, Disney Springs, and more, it's easy to get overwhelmed when trying to decide how long you need to do it all. There's no right or wrong answer to how long your Disney World vacation should be. It's about determining what you want to see and do, and making sure you've got enough time to do all those things on your list. But here are 5 things to consider when determining how long your Disney trip should be. Shorter trips are best for smaller budgets, whereas the larger your budget, the more you can do and the more time you'll need. Of course, there are so many ways to make your Disney trip more affordable, even if you're going for 5+ days. But determining how much you want to spend is the best place to start. For general guidance, we recommend you budget between $300 to $400 a person per day. For more guidance, check in the description where we link to our latest Disney World budgeting guide so you can calculate the true cost of your trip. Who you're traveling with also can affect when you should visit Disney World. For example, 2 adults traveling together may not need to spend a full day in Magic Kingdom, since that park is geared towards younger guests, but they may want a second day in EPCOT to enjoy all the eats and drinks at the festivals. However, a family with small kids may need even more time at Magic Kingdom to hit all the attractions. If you're traveling when crowd levels are higher, you may need more time in the parks to do everything you want. Additionally, if your budget is a big factor in deciding how long you can stay at Disney World, you may want to go during the slow season, when prices are lower, so you can get more bang for your buck. Are all 4 theme parks non-negotiable for you? Do you want to spend more time at Disney Springs? What about Disney water parks, Typhoon Lagoon, and Blizzard Beach? Sit down and write out all the parks and attractions you want to visit so you can start making a rough itinerary. A park hopper ticket at Disney World allows you to visit more than one theme park in one day. And if you use it wisely, a park hopper can make it easier for you to do more in fewer days. Just keep in mind that park hopper tickets cost considerably more than a traditional one park, one day ticket. So you may want to price out the cost difference between a longer trip and visiting one park per day versus a shorter trip with park hopping. Now, of course, you might be asking the very basic question of how many days do you need in Walt Disney World? Now, if this is your first time going to the parks, we recommend at least a 5 to 7 day trip. And within that trip, you would probably spend 1 to 2 days at Magic Kingdom and 1 to 2 days at EPCOT, 1 day at Hollywood Studios, 1 day at Animal Kingdom, and then you can budget like half a day to a full day for Disney Springs and other Disney World attractions. This would give you enough time to go to all 4 theme parks, enjoy a few table service restaurants, potentially visit Disney Springs, and get some time to relax at your hotel at a pace that makes it feel like you're actually on vacation. Of course, it's totally doable to visit Disney World in fewer days, or spend more time and still find additional things to do. Sit down with your family and determine what exactly it is you want to do. This will give you a good idea of the right length of your trip. Of course, the natural question is, what's the best time to go to Disney World? And honestly, that answer can vary from family to family based on what you're looking to accomplish during your Walt Disney World vacation. Whether it's avoiding the crowds, enjoying great weather, getting the best prices, or perhaps it's experiencing Disney special events that only occur at certain times of year, determining the best time to visit depends on what's important to you For many, the best time to visit Disney World is when there are fewer crowds and it's the cheapest to go. Of course, crowd levels can be one of the most unpredictable things about visiting Disney World nowadays. After the temporary closure of the parks in 2020, revenge travel has been in full force, which means that the theme parks are busier now than ever before, almost year-round. Luckily, things are finally starting to normalize and return to old patterns, and we expect to see this trend continuing through 2025. In general, Disney World is busier during the times that most people travel. So when should you go to Disney World to avoid crowds and save the most money? Historically, January and February are slower at the parks since school is back in session and there aren't any major holidays. This means less wait times for your favorite rides and attractions and more deals and promotions. Or, if you prefer to visit later in the year, late August and September are also less busy months. They also tend to be among the cheapest. Plus, the parks are usually already decorated for the fall, and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is offered on select nights, which means you can take advantage of some of the holiday excitement minus the long wait times. Along with less crowds, these times of year also tend to be less expensive. You can often save hundreds of dollars on both tickets and accommodations when traveling at the end of August and September, as well as the middle of January to the middle of February. Central Florida is known for high temps and high humidity, but believe it or not, it's not always like that. Disney World is known for having some of the best weather in December and January, as well as February, which means that you can enjoy the parks without leaving them smelling like you went to the gym instead. In fact, some mornings and evenings, you might even need a sweater or a light jacket. If you're looking for more mild temperatures, things tend to cool off down in Florida in September and October and November. Plus, March, April, and May have some of the lowest humidity during the year, while still being warm enough to utilize your resort's pool as well as enjoy the water parks. We know you're spending a lot on a Disney World vacation, so you probably do not want to visit the parks when they're near capacity. In general, we recommend avoiding traveling over spring break, which is late March through April, summer vacation starting in late May through middle of August, and the holiday season, the week of Thanksgiving through New Year's. These are the times of year where the parks have the highest crowds. Because of the high demand and large number of travelers, these are also the most expensive times to visit Disney World. The weather can play a huge role in making or breaking your Disney vacation, so we also recommend avoiding the hottest months of the year, which are June through August, which mainly overlaps with hurricane season, which we also suggest you avoid to ensure that your trip isn't impacted by severe weather. And of course, be sure to check Disney's refurbishment schedule and special events calendar before you pick your travel dates. This will help you avoid any major disappointment when you arrive. Of course, the worst times to visit can also be the best times to visit because of the special events and extra celebrations happening during these times. With that said, EPCOT festivals have become a major theme park attraction that draws Disney goers to visit throughout the year. And it's no wonder why, with hundreds of unique food and drink offerings, limited time activities, and concerts that bring some of the biggest celebrities to the park, EPCOT festivals are a must-do. But you must time your trip just right to ensure that you're visiting when one is happening. Currently, there are 4 rotating seasonal festivals that occur annually. These include the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts, which usually runs from early January to mid-February, giving you a little over a month to experience all the offerings. There's the popular EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival, which usually runs from late February to late May, giving you about 3 months to experience it all. The EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival usually runs from August to late November, giving you again about 3 months to experience the offerings. And there's the EPCOT International Festival of the Holidays, which usually runs from late November through December, giving you a little bit more than a month to experience all the offerings. While all of the festivals are similar in that they feature limited time food booths around World Showcase, merchandise, and special activities, each one is unique. For some, visiting Walt Disney World might be their nightmare before Christmas. See what I did there? But Disney is known for going all out for Halloween and Christmas, making both holiday seasons a great time to visit. Yes, it's busier in the parks, but the chance to see the holiday decorations and experience all the special events makes it worth braving the crowds for many park goers. Halloween at Disney World is celebrated from early August through October 31st every year. During this time, Disney rolls out the pumpkins and fall decorations, special events, exclusive eats and drinks, and so much more. Some of the highlights include Halloween decorations in Magic Kingdom and Disney Springs, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is held at Magic Kingdom on select nights, Minnie's Halloween Dinner at Hollywood and Vine in Disney's Hollywood Studios, Halloween activities at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, the EPCOT Food and Wine Festival is occurring, as well as exclusive Halloween merchandise. Disney World celebrates Christmas from early November through early January, with decorations throughout the parks and resorts, special events, limited time eats and drinks, special merchandise, and so much more. All of this is what makes the holidays one of the most popular times to visit Disney World. Planning a trip to Disney World during this time can be a daunting task with so much going on. For example, there's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on select nights at Magic Kingdom, special Cinderella castle lighting ceremony every night, holiday overlays at select attractions in several parks, the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, the candlelight processional at Epcot every night featuring celebrity narrators, Disney's Jollywood Nights on select nights at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Christmas tree stroll at Disney Springs, limited time holiday themed eats and drinks, and exclusive holiday merchandise, plus so much more. So what should you do if you want to visit Walt Disney World during one of the busiest times of year? Well, there are several insider tips and tricks we have to help make your trip a little better, regardless of the crowds, weather, or pricing. During peak times, such as the holidays and the summer, transportation wait times can be longer than usual. To avoid long lines, plan to arrive at the parks early in the morning or later in the evening when the crowds are lighter. If you're staying in a Disney World hotel, you can also use the My Disney Experience app to check wait times for transportation and plan accordingly. If you're staying in a Disney World Resort hotel, and we highly suggest you do if you're going during a busy time of year, you also have access to early theme park entry. This exclusive hotel guest perk allows you to enter any of the 4 theme parks 30 minutes before they officially open in the morning. This means that you'll have first dibs at the most popular rides in the park, so plan ahead. Tackling the rides that usually have the longest lines earlier in the day can save you a lot of time, regardless of the time of year you're visiting Disney World. Many guests start leaving the parks before they officially close, so the last hour or so can be a great time to get in line for popular attractions with shorter wait times. Keep in mind that Disney doesn't close the attraction lines until the park officially closes, so you can hop in line even if there's 1 minute before closing. This also means that you'll be one of the last guests to exit the park, which can be a unique experience. If your budget allows, you should consider purchasing Lightning Lanes. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass are the new ways to skip the lines at the most popular attractions throughout all 4 Disney World theme parks. This service does cost extra on top of your park ticket, but they can be the key to getting on all the attractions if it's very crowded. Just keep in mind that you'll want to purchase early, as they can sell out when it's busy. We recommend buying it as early as you can prior to your trip. Guests at Disney Resort hotels can start purchasing Lightning Lane passes 7 days before the first day of their resort stay for the length of the stay, up to 14 days. Guests with other ticket types and annual pass holders can purchase Lightning Lane passes 3 days before their park visit. Regardless of the time of year you go to Walt Disney World, make sure to pack appropriately. The weather in Central Florida can be pretty unpredictable. We recommend packing extra socks and shoes in case they get wet. Bring a poncho or an umbrella, or better yet, bring both for everyone in your family. Throw these in your park bag so you don't need to leave the park if thunderstorms pop up. And of course, if you need more planning advice, check in the description where we link to our ultimate guide to planning a Walt Disney World trip. This completely free guide offers over 50 pages of Walt Disney World planning advice, tips and tricks, checklists, worksheets, and everything you need to plan an unforgettable Disney vacation. And as we just mentioned, Packing appropriately can make or break your Disney World vacation. Well, lucky for you, we've just released our video of the 17 Disney Park Essentials we take on every single trip. In that video, we break down what you need to wear and bring to the parks every single day. That way, you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks, and your next Disney vacation will be truly unforgettable.